So, hello everybody, this is Siobhan the Celtic Empath, and I am making an update today. Today is the 7th of January 2019, so Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope it's been a good start. And really, the theme that I want to talk about today is about the idea around making New Year's resolutions, and should you be making New Year's resolutions? That's kind of the question or the topic. And I'm also going to, you can find me on Instagram or Facebook as the Celtic Empath, in order to keep up with my updates, my energy updates in relation to empathy and what is exactly being an empath all about. Which is, I guess, a path of self-discovery, and has been as the Celtic empath. So I'm an Irish empath, and there's many people emerging all over the world now as empaths. But I've decided to call myself the Celtic one because I probably have more of the Celtic Druidic blood going through me. And hence that would be the DNA connection that would be running in my genes, or my DNA genes is what I mean. So there will be many empaths with different lineages from all over the world. But my lineage that I would have taken on from my ancestors, the bloodline in this lifetime would be Celtic, going back to the Druids, which would also be traced back along to Avalon, which is also part of the reason you may be wondering why I have the AKA Morgana Speaks at the end of my name. But that will be perhaps a video or a blog post for another day. Today I really just wanted to check in. It's just really my own energy update, and it's around, today's the 7th of January, it's 2019, it's the new year, and we're all getting busy making our resolutions, or making our checklists and our goals and things that we are planning and hoping for and planning and wishing for and dreaming to manifest this year. The good news is 2019 is a year of manifestation. So this is a good year for us to really start putting our thought, efforts and energies. So around the theme of making New Year's resolutions, I want to propose the idea that we see resolutions maybe in a slightly different way, in a more loving and kind way towards ourselves, as opposed to actually setting these new goals, new bars, heights of levels that we maybe put pressure on ourselves to want to achieve, and that we feel that we have to make it happen this year. This is the year that stuff has to happen, or that we learn the lesson, or that we do whatever we need to do, or whatever we want comes to our lives. So I want to propose a slight shift in that perspective, or that thinking, because this kind of all goes with all the pressure of Christmas and all the stuff that we all buy into. All of us are guilty of it, I think, myself included, in society. There is this thing of buying into the whole Christmas atmosphere of the buying, the commercialism, the consumerism, the eating, the socializing, the partying. It's an excuse to let loose and stuff, because we're going to rein it all back in again in January, and we're going to set our new goals and our new resolutions, and it goes on and on and on. It's kind of a cycle, and it can be a bit of a never-ending cycle, and it can be a bit of a burdensome cycle that we're putting on ourselves. And this year, I've started to shift my own mentality, my own idea when it comes to setting New Year's resolutions and goals. And it's a way of it is a way to take the pressure off, because a New Year's resolution to me is a goal. That is it. It's just setting a list of new goals, and setting goals that are realistic, that are having the bigger goals that can be 3 or 4 or 5 years down the line, but also being able to set a realistic goal that is in balance or in harmony with what you really, really need in your life. Not what you really, really want, but what you really, really need. And there is a difference. And when we can really kind of get in touch with that, then it's easier to set the bigger goals, and it's also easier to set the smaller goals that we need to take in order for the bigger ones to come or to manifest. And it doesn't always happen overnight. In fact, it doesn't really, and it's not going to happen by the end of this year. So breaking our resolutions down into attainable goals or attainable ideas, and putting practical structures on them and taking them into little chunks as each week or each month passes by for 2019. And when you break the time down and you look at realistically, what is realistic, what is practical, and what is it that you can keep, that you can do on a daily, weekly basis that actually keeps you in balance, because the balance is where it's at for 2019 and for January. And this is my own sense, my own intuition of the idea and the feeling of balance coming in and kind of like pivoting. So we need to find that kind of pivot where we balance really well, we balance all the different things. Because I think coming into January now, starting to go into the month, we're all getting back to work, we're all getting back into our normal sort of routines and daily life and structure. The balancing act can become a fine act between juggling and struggling. So it can become a juggle and a struggle rather than a balancing. So my suggestion, my hope, my theory for this month of January is that the fine point of balance needs to be kept, and learning to balance everything that you can from week to week and from day to day and from month to month, and taking it all in more manageable, practical chunks. So I think that keeping the idea of balance in mind is going to be more important than the amount of things that we can achieve, because if you go too far in one direction to try and achieve just one or two of your big resolutions, that can put you out of balance in other areas of your life. And I think if we can maintain that balance, find that pivotal point that is a fine balancing act for all of us, then it's going to make your resolutions and goals easier to achieve and to maintain by the end of the year, which I think it would be the bigger goal. So that's kind of the theory, the idea behind January. It's very important because I can already feel it this week, starting into this week where people are getting back into their routines, getting back to work. And I think that the sedation of Christmas, the overeating, the partying and whatnot now is starting to kind of sink in with everybody, and the realization that things went out of balance a little bit there. So it's time to try and come back into the balance, find the balance point. So today I want to start the week off. This is one of my goals. Oh, she's upside down. This is my all-time favorite deck of cards that I use. It's an oracle book, because obviously being Celtic, I'm big into fairies and connecting with the elementals, and along with that also is the connection into the dragon fae. So this is I've had this now for a good few years at this stage, and it came into my life exactly when the time was right, this deck of cards by Lucy Cavendish. And I have to say, I really, really, really enjoy Lucy Cavendish and she came to Ireland. She actually had come to Ireland, and I didn't know it. I was only just discovered her deck of cards and discovered her. And she had been to Ireland, I think, like 6 months prior to that. So maybe there was an energy connection in that and her coming here. But there is definitely a connection with her, with the fairies. She's extremely connected to the elementals. And today I am going to shuffle, and I'm going to ask for the guidance that we need, that all of us need, for our highest and greatest good in relation to January, particularly for this week ahead. So I ask my higher spirit guides and any and all of the higher angel and angelic realm, for any and all of the people that will view this video now and in the future, to receive the highest message for everybody's highest and greatest good today. Single card pick, please. Okay. So off the top. Oh. Dristan. Okay, so Dristan is, his message is, look beneath the surface. Okay, so looking beneath the surface. I actually like the way his colours match my scarf today. So we're definitely on theme and on point. So Dristan suggests that we look beneath the surface. What would that mean, looking beneath the surface? Okay, so with the colours on these cards, I would feel that the surface is shiny, the surface is interesting, the surface looks good. And sometimes that we're being told things, or we've been sold things, or we're buying into things that may not necessarily have depth to them, but they may too have depth to them. So it's like discovering the diamond in the rough kind of a thing. So again, I ask, through this card of Dristan, the message is to retain your balance of discernment, your balance of information, your balance between action and passivity, the balance of requiring and acquiring what it is that you need before taking action. So there's no action in this card. This is not an action card. But he's jovial and he's fun. And that leads me to another point. The balance point in our relationships with people. So aside from setting goals and having ambitions and dreams, which is Dristan is offering us the possibility of fabulous dreams. To me, he's very like the Fool card in your archetypal tarot deck. So he offers fun, adventure, excitement, newness, and we are on the precipice of something new with the Fool and with Dristan. But he does suggest, this card does suggest, looking before you leap. It's okay to take a leap of faith when you know that it's the right leap of faith to take. But you might be offered, or you might see several different ways that maybe you could move in order to do things now, but now is maybe not the time if you're indecisive or not sure. So in relation to people, this is also telling me about boundaries. And boundaries has been a thing for the past 2 months that it has been coming up for a lot of people I know of and have been dealing with. Boundaries with other people and setting new boundaries. So again, Dristan is kind of saying this is the thing that's been set and looked at for, I'll just hold this up closer, because it's such a beautiful card, it's so colourful, there's so much in it, so much imagination, but his hand is poised. He's taking or offering. It can be both. He can give and take away. And I feel as if he's saying, take care of certain things at the moment that will keep you and your relationships, your emotional, psychological welfare in balance and on point. So there might be some things that need to be addressed and looked at in relation to Tristan. Okay, so Tristan is number 28. So I'm just going to see what Lucy Cavendish actually tells me about Tristan as well. 20. Don't be distracted. See behind the act. All my artifice hides only the truth, which at the moment you do not wish to see. So this person is telling the truth, but you may not want to see it because of the shiny, colourful, the veneer, the distraction, something that is, you're looking at something else. Tristan. This Tristan card is the bad boy, the cheat, the hustler and the fool who charms his way into your world and then lets you down in spectacular fashion. A lord of the court, he is political, charming, clever, majestic and in many ways a rogue. So this does come back to the boundary issues with other people. So I think we probably all know people like that in our lives, but do we really see them? Do we really see in the boundaries who we're actually dealing with, or do we want to deal with them? This card is saying that it's time to stop looking at the wrong things. It's time to stop fooling ourselves. And when we're ready to make a move, we will actually see the truth that will be revealed to us. We will see the truth. And we won't be allowing someone else to kind of show us a fool's gold, if you like, or distract us with mistruths. But yet this person actually, in their behaviour and their actions, whoever it is that you're dealing with in relation to boundaries, this person does actually tell you who they are in truth. But for some reason you are perhaps denying your own instinct or denying what you're seeing because it might feel easier to do that. So I want to say to you just to keep in there. Look at the boundary, look at the balance, because this would be putting you out of balance as well. If you are not dealing with a boundary issue with an individual that is, could be any individual, male or female, in your life. So if you're not dealing with that boundary, then you're out of balance. And if you look at that person and decide to take action, the appropriate action when the time is right, when it comes to your dealings with them, whether it is you need to assert yourself with them, whether it is you need to not deal with them, depending on who this and how involved this person is in your life. It's a boundary issue, but it's more importantly, it is the balancing issue within yourself, because this is about you and I and us at the end of the day, and this outer person is only a reflection of the lack of harmony and balance that is inside. So don't get too distracted either with setting lots of lovely shiny goals and things that you feel that you have to make happen, because this person could be part of all of that distraction as well. So I hope this helps. This is a card for the week, and I'm hoping that I plan for 2019 that I'm going to be doing this more regularly and building up more information and help. And most definitely, if anybody who has queries or problems or lack of insight, something that they need clarity on in relation to empathy, I am here to answer your questions. So don't forget to actually like and subscribe. I would love it if you would like and subscribe to someone else that you think may benefit. Thank you, and we will talk again.